Welcome to Your Story Doesn't End Here, the mental health podcast for military and veterans. I'm your host, Rachel, and my mission with this podcast is to be a voice for those who don't have a voice, bring awareness to mental health issues, and provide value and solutions to help make life more abundant. Hey everyone, it's Rachel. I just wanted to come on here and do this mini episode today, just providing some value about 5 things that were really helpful for me when it came to my mental health and getting started on my journey to where I'm at now compared to where I was, goodness, a year and a half ago. And so I tried to kind of order these in the order that I used them. And I will kind of touch a little more on each thing and explain it better. But for me, mental health has been such a up and down journey, and I've learned so much. And I really want to do more of these kind of mini episodes that are a little shorter, where I'm just giving you tools or value, or bringing someone else onto the show to give you tools or value to really give you something to work with, whether it's paid or free. Just something that can help with maybe your mental health journey if you are at a point where you're struggling. So the first thing for me was medication. And I know for some people, medication can be really taboo of a topic, and not everyone wants to be medicated and not everyone needs to be medicated. But for me, when I initially started my mental health journey, I had extreme physical symptoms of anxiety, and they were so debilitating to me that I could not do anything else like therapy, or nothing would have been effective for me at the time because my physical symptoms of anxiety were really holding me back. So medication was the first thing for me that was really helpful. Second was just having people to talk to. And this might even come before medication, because I've always been a talker my entire life. Anytime I ever had issues, I am a talker. I like to talk about how I feel. Now, this can come with good and it can also come with bad, because if you don't talk to the right people and you take advice from the wrong people and you implement it, sometimes it can lead you down kind of a worse path than initially expected. But it's all a learning process. And I think finding the right people to talk to and the right people to really be there for me was vital to my mental health journey. The third thing was therapy and coaches. And I lumped these both together, just because they kind of fall in the same realm. But for me, they were kind of two separate things at the same time. Now, therapy, I got into therapy before I started working with a coach, like an in-depth coach, I should say. I did actually start working with a coach more on like body image and femininity, stuff like that, long before I started therapy. And that was probably the initial start of my like coaching therapy journey. And that was extremely helpful to me. But getting into therapy was more helpful just to have someone to talk to regularly. I wouldn't say that my therapist really got like super in depth on issues with me as far as like childhood stuff, but that's where coaches came in, and learning so much about myself. And yeah, it just like therapy and coaches really just opened up a whole other world to me about myself that I didn't even really know existed. And so, I mean, if there's a tip that I could give anyone, it's that investing into yourself is the best investment that you can make. We so often put others ahead of ourselves. And in the military, especially, so many people get caught up in their job in the workplace, and sailors, Marines, whatever branch you're in, the people that you're leading, and family often comes before us. But putting yourself first is always going to be like the number one thing to take care of you. And so I cannot recommend investing in yourself enough. The fourth thing for me was taking control of my nutrition. What I have learned in the recent months is that so much of our mental health is related to our gut health. And if we're not taking care of our gut and we're not fueling our body with proper nutrition, then we just like, we can't function to the utmost of our ability. And, I've even gone as far as to read that there's a majority of our serotonin is in our gut. Don't quote me on that. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a medical doctor or researcher. I just, listen to a lot of YouTube videos and podcasts about this stuff, but definitely something worth looking into. And it made such a difference in my life when I really started taking control of what I was putting into my body. And the fifth and final thing for me is personal development. I cannot stress this point enough. Even if you don't think that mental health is an issue for you, personal development is vital to being a human being. Just going to put that out there as a bold statement. Vital to being a human being. No one teaches us how to be a human when we're born. Our parents just take what they learned and hope that it works for us and maybe tweak a few things based off of what they didn't like. But no one ever really teaches us how to be a human being. And this is where personal development can really teach you so much about who you are, why you are the way you are, and help you create the person that you really want to become. So, I tell everyone about this because this is probably hands down my favorite personal development platform, and it's Impact Theory by Tom Bilyeu, Bilyeu. He's on YouTube. He has a podcast. And the things that I've learned on Impact Theory, and he has something called Health Theory as well. I've learned so much about my body and why my body functions the way it functions and how it functions. And I've also learned so much from high-level people that he interviews on his show in the personal development space. But I also read a lot of books, John C. Maxwell, Brandon Burchard. Like, I could just go on all day when it comes to personal development and the things that have made a difference in my life. And if you ever want to chat personal development, or if you want to chat about, a personal recommendation for what might be best for where you're at in your journey, please feel free to send me an email. My email is in the description box below. Your story doesn't end here at gmail.com. Story doesn't end here at gmail.com. And yeah, I'm always up for chatting personal development, always up for chatting mental health. And if I can make an impact on someone else's life, then I feel like it's been a win for me. So thanks so much for tuning in for this episode, guys. Hope to see you on the next one. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen in today. Each week, I'll be bringing you value in the mental health space and its direct impact on service members and veterans. If you feel you personally got value today from this episode, it would mean the world to me if you would leave a 5-star rating and review and share this to your audience. Until next time, remember, your story matters, your mental health matters, and your story doesn't end here.